Hardly a week passes by without reports on different cases of child abuse in the Ugandan media. The cases range from defilement to rape, corporal punishments and child marriages, among others. A damning report, the Uganda Violence Against Children Survey, released in August 2018 by the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development, details a worrying trend that violence against children has taken in the country. Overall, 75% of Ugandan children below the age of 18 experience violence during childhood. There are three forms of violence, that is, physical, emotional, and sexual. Sexual abuse is at 7.9% in females, while in males it is at 2.1%. Physical violence in females is at 21.3%, whereas in males it is at 32%. Emotional violence in females is at 6.5% and 4.4% in males. However, 12.4% females experience the three forms of violence, while 7.4% boys are affected by the same. The report also highlights neighbors, strangers, relatives, and intimate partners as the frequent perpetrators of violence. However, teachers have also for long perpetrated gruesome forms of violence, especially physical and sexual, to the students they are supposed to mold into better citizens for the future. The vices are even rampant in poverty-stricken areas of the country's northern, western, and eastern regions. A team from For Children Uganda, JFCU, an NGO fighting for children's rights, recently visited Chifuruka village about 10 kilometers from Fort Portal town in Kabarole district. Here, the residents are still in shock after a teacher raped a pupil. This 9-year-old Carol, not real name, looks playful and jolly, but the scars inflicted on her mind might stay with her forever. She alleges that a one Elijah Asaba, her class teacher, defiled her on the 16th April 2019. The primary 3 pupil at Trust in God Nursery and Primary School narrates the genesis of the heart-rending incident that began when she lost her pen during an afternoon lesson.
Yagenda kumutwara mu dogita naguma munyenzeri ejja n'undi omwana naguma nawe nagenda kutabara amasampe peni ntahe namusanga ali mukwija ejja yagimpa peni tuwija natanga n'abantu master natanga n'abanywani bange bagamanga nagamba ngo nimutiyama naguma ndagenda mwaka rungi.
It is even more difficult to say from the horse's mouth. Her fear to speak up stems from the abuser's threats. However, with reassurance that the abuser is in police custody, she was a little comfortable to share the devastating events that occurred. Carol's father, the 62-year-old Twairo Mukisa, a security guard at Akida Hospital, recounts the painful ordeal of his little girl.
Kabanda mulimo chida chonka sai kumine kora abantu nabanterese bantaritegereze ngo mwana wabamahamu abakwasira umusaije ogwa mukono ali atungamira umwana wange yatandika kumukora bitasemire nti munyambye tenta mukama wange nibize n'ensoni bitasemire ngere bati nkahura ubusasi bwa mani muno mukabiro bitunkantene cyo gukora bukuru kanta kwemarira nyenka abasaba kangambira ngo umwana bamusisire cyangwa ko bamusisire kimu kuyingorana buli nosana bakamukwata bwangu atakakira kintu wacho kukimalira bagaruka bagamba kandi bakibire sirimu tabagisangamo.
Even with the predator in custody, Mukisa cannot trust the court as a reliable channel for justice.
Mirundi nyingi ningendo kuna kache mirundi kena rundi 5 nindu batarabusa no musibi ntakamuroraga bagaruka kironanga hata ndi 19 ningarukayo nisono kokayo nibagamba ngo bagaruka kironanga kandi ubwo biro nibigenda bitu nisiri cyukora nikinsobera kabanyene wasi rugamba ngo musijuni kusigikira isi nkukundi kurora na atagati basukumalira bakoragaina nawe akendo likisani cy'umuntu ngambe n'ubundi mutangana kiro kindi ngambe umuntu bakano yambira umwana wangu yatoroka.
Carol wants her offender to be brought to book. Robbing her of her innocence in such a brutal way has left her traumatized. According to the Penal Code, Chapter 14, Section 124, a person convicted of rape is liable to suffer death. Under Section 129, any person who defiles a girl under the age of 18 has committed an offense and is liable to suffer death. For years now, many interventions have been undertaken to prevent violence against children. Since 2005, For Children Uganda has been at the forefront of advocating for the rights of all children to live peacefully and without exploitation.
An organization, For Children, whenever we have cases of this nature, one of the things is to make sure the process is followed and the parents and the child is supported. We have already provided some support, but also would want to support still along the way until the case is done. Given the nature of the girl, I think we're also planning to offer some psychosocial support because of the nature of life after the incident. So I think that's the thing that we see also we need to provide.
Through its project, Promoting Violence Against Children Prevention Centers, JFCU aims at reducing social acceptance of violence in schools and communities with technical support from Raising Voices and funding from Child Rights and Violence Prevention Fund, CRVP.
Think what do you do when you realize that your rights are abused? Yes.
I have to report to the nearest police station.
JFCU has implemented the Good Schools program in 60 schools in Kabarole and Winyangabu districts, sensitizing the school-going children about how to report violence cases and how to avoid them.
Go and report to the policeman.
Many in the area largely attribute alarming cases of violence to poverty.
Because they don't have enough, they don't have some support in their homes.
Others go mining sand, and therefore sometimes they claim, of course, poverty.
Failure even to provide necessities to children by their parents.
When they get money, more especially the boys, so they have the capacity of facilitating the girls, buying for them these small things. So they end up getting married before the age of 18.
The locals believe that once community members are sensitized, there will be zero cases of violence against children.
We should continue engaging these parents and all stakeholders to make sure that all of us will have a role to play in protecting the rights of children.
We try to train children and parents who come to schools, but there are some people who don't come to school and they also need this education.
With all these organizations, For Children, Kana Foundation, we have managed to do the best in the district.
During the aftermath of violence, forgetting is difficult, but remembering is worse. For Children is giving hope to victims of violence like Carol and many others out there to get over trauma as they wait for justice to prevail.